waiting for you. The truth is, the universe always knows the path. It has a rhythm, a divine order, a current that is pulling you toward your highest good. But the tighter you cling to your fears, the more you struggle against the flow. And that struggle only creates resistance and pain. And so the invitation is simple but profound. Release control and trust the universe. Let go of the need to know when, how, or why things happen. Because when you step back, when you surrender, you are not giving up power. You are stepping into a greater one. The universe is always working for you, not against you. And what you call detours are often divine redirections guiding you to something better than you could have planned. So allow love to replace fear. Allow trust to replace doubt. Let peace settle where anxiety used to live. Say to yourself, all is unfolding exactly as it should, and believe it, because every delay is protection, every rejection is redirection, and every closed door is simply guiding you toward the open one that was always meant for you. Life becomes lighter when you no longer carry the heavy weight of control, because trust creates space, it allows joy to enter, it allows love to expand, it allows opportunities to reveal themselves effortlessly. And today I want you to remind yourself that you don't have to do it all alone. You are supported, you are guided, you are carried. And when you release control, you will finally discover that the universe was always leading you to the peace, love, and success you were chasing. But it could only come when you let go and trust. There is a deep truth that most people resist because it challenges the very way we have been taught to live. And that truth is this: the more you try to control everything, the more you block yourself from receiving the very blessings you are asking for. Control is rooted in fear. It is the ego's way of trying to protect us from uncertainty. But what it really does is put us in a prison of our own making, where every outcome has to be forced, every relationship has to be managed, and every plan has to unfold exactly as we expect. And when it doesn't, we fall apart. Yet life was never designed to be lived this way. The universe is not chaos, it is order, a divine order that often cannot be seen with human eyes, but can only be felt with the heart. When you release control, you step into alignment with that divine order, and it is in that alignment that miracles happen, doors open that you never could have pried open yourself. People come into your life at the exact right moment, opportunities unfold without you forcing them, and healing begins to rise where you once carried pain. But this doesn't mean passivity. It doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you do your part, you show up with effort, discipline, and faith, and then you release the outcome. Because the truth is, you were never meant to control the outcome, only to show up for the process. The universe has a rhythm. It is like a river, and when you try to control it, you are like someone fighting against the current, exhausting yourself, getting nowhere. But when you surrender, when you allow yourself to flow with it, you are carried effortlessly to places you could never have reached on your own. And in that surrender, there is peace, because you no longer live in anxiety about the future. You trust that life is unfolding exactly as it should, even when it doesn't look like it, even when it feels uncomfortable, because discomfort is not punishment, it is preparation. It is the universe stretching you, molding you, shaping you for something greater. And sometimes what looks like a setback is really a setup for a breakthrough. Sometimes what looks like a delay is actually divine protection. Sometimes what looks like loss is really space being created for something better to enter. But you can't see that if you are blinded by control, if you are gripping so tightly to what was. You can never open your hands to receive what will be. And this is where trust comes in. Trust is not passive, it is powerful. It is the courage to let go of what you cannot control, and the faith to know that something greater is guiding you. Trust whispers, I don't know how, but I know it will be okay. Trust allows you to breathe when everything feels uncertain. Trust turns fear into faith and anxiety into peace. Because when you live with trust, you no longer measure your worth by how well things go according to your plan. You begin to see that there is a higher plan always unfolding. And the beautiful thing is, you don't need to understand it for it to work. You only need to align yourself with it by choosing love over fear, surrender over control, and faith over doubt. So today, remind yourself that control is heavy, but trust is light. Control is fear, but trust is love. Control closes doors, but trust opens them. And if you want to live in the flow of miracles, if you want to live in peace, if you want to live in joy, you must be willing to release control and trust the universe. Because the universe has never stopped guiding you. It has never abandoned you. It has never withheld from you. It is simply waiting for you to let go and allow it to do its work. And the moment you do, the weight falls off your shoulders, the fear quiets in your heart, and the light begins to shine on your path again, showing you that you were never walking alone. You were always being guided, carried, and loved every single step of the way. Releasing control and trusting the universe lies in learning how to shift your inner state from resistance to acceptance, because resistance is the silent battle that keeps you stuck in cycles of fear, stress, and disappointment. Resistance is that inner voice that says, this shouldn't be happening, or why me? It's the mental fight against what is. And it drains your energy, clouds your clarity, and blinds you from the hidden blessings present even in your challenges. When you resist life, you are essentially arguing with reality, and reality will always win. But when you accept it, when you embrace what is unfolding without judgment, you free yourself from the chains of fear and create space for the universe to step in and guide you toward what's meant for you. Acceptance is not giving up. It is not settling. It is not saying, this is all I'll ever have. No, acceptance is acknowledging the moment for what it is. It is the willingness to stop fighting what you cannot change and instead use your energy to align with what you can.
It is the recognition that peace does not come from fixing everything outside of you, but from softening everything inside of you. When you stop resisting, your heart opens, your body relaxes, your mind clears, and suddenly new possibilities begin to appear, where before you only saw obstacles. Acceptance creates the doorway to solutions, to healing, and to transformation, because you are no longer wasting your energy fighting against what already is. Instead, you redirect that energy into creating what can be. The universe is always guiding you, but you cannot hear its whispers when you are caught up in the noise of resistance. Acceptance is the silence that allows you to hear that divine guidance. It is the stillness that reveals the next step. It is the space in which miracles are born. And the truth is, miracles do not enter a clenched fist or a closed heart. They flow into open hands and a surrendered soul. But this takes courage, because accepting what is means releasing the illusion of control. It means being okay with not having all the answers. It means standing in the unknown with faith that the unknown is not your enemy, but your teacher. The unknown is where growth happens, where destiny unfolds, and where the universe does its greatest work. Think about every moment in your life when something didn't go according to your plan, and later you realized it happened for your highest good. Maybe a closed door saved you from years of pain. Maybe a detour led you to someone who changed your life. Maybe a heartbreak cleared space for a love greater than you imagined. That is the power of acceptance, because when you stop resisting the closed doors, you allow yourself to notice the open ones. When you stop clinging to what was, you can embrace what is waiting for you. Acceptance doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It doesn't mean you don't grieve losses. It doesn't mean you don't work toward your goals. It means you feel fully, you honor your emotions, you show up with your best effort, and then you release the need for everything to go your way, because your way is limited by what you know, but the universe's way is infinite. It sees what you cannot see. It knows what you cannot know. It understands the timing, the alignment, the divine orchestration that is far beyond your comprehension. And this is why acceptance is so powerful. It is saying, I trust that even if I don't understand this moment, it is leading me somewhere beautiful. It is saying, I may not like this season, but I know it has a purpose. It is saying, I don't need to control this because I trust the one who does. And in that trust, you find peace, you find freedom, you find strength, because when you stop resisting, you stop suffering. And when you stop suffering, you start living, truly living with joy, with courage, with faith, and with love, because life is not happening to you, it is happening for you, always guiding you, always shaping you, always leading you closer to who you were meant to be. So let this moment be the one where you soften your grip, release the fight, embrace acceptance, and allow the universe to work its miracles, because the moment you do, you will discover that what you thought was breaking you was actually building you, what you thought was delaying you was actually preparing you, and what you thought was a loss was actually the beginning of something greater than you ever imagined. And that is the power of acceptance. It transforms your fear into faith, your pain into purpose, and your life into a living testimony that all along everything was working out exactly as it was meant to, not by your control but by your surrender, not by your force but by your trust, not by your fear but by your love. And in that realization, you will finally see that you were never abandoned, never forgotten, never left behind. You were always being guided, always being held, and always being loved by the universe every step of the way.